this frame
Quietly, please. Thank you.
for a place in the semi-final. Will it be Marco Fu or Liang Wenbo?
We talked a little bit in commentary, John, didn't we, about the fact that Liang Wenbo's come from behind on 2 matches and won them. All of a sudden, this is the first time he's been in front in a match, and I think he saw the winning line a little bit too quick. This is a chance, though, albeit a difficult long red.
Clean as a whistle. Beautiful.
1.
Beautiful shot. He gets the first chance.
And that's what we've talked about before. You just want the one chance. Maybe the pressure has turned round now, the fact that Marco's come back into the match. I think it's okay.
8. Nine.
Just overran it. Didn't want to be tight to the side cushion. I think the only advantage is he's got a natural angle on the blue just to drop it in. Just got to be a little bit careful when you're playing across the nap here. No problem, and as I say, didn't have to do anything with the cue ball. As long as he rolled the blue in, the next red was
40.
automatic.
$15. Yep.
He's still walking around the table reasonably confidently. You'd have to expect him to do that, having played so well earlier on, but his nerves will be tingling now because he's already had 3 chances to win frame a match. This is the 4th.
$21. $22.
Well, a little bit thinner on the blue he would like. I was thinking for a minute maybe he'll take the opportunity to play the cannon, but sometimes in a deciding frame like this you think, well, just pick off what's there, build up a useful lead, or do you do the more positive thing, play the cannon, try and bring the reds into play and make it a frame-winning contribution?
With him being left-handed, John, wouldn't you prefer the brown here? Swing it round 3 cushions. There's 2 reds at the back of the pack that pot. Pink's slightly off its spot. This is not guaranteed to go right. He's asking for trouble playing that shot.
27.
This is a dangerous red now he's going to have to play, because in playing it, he'll be trying to screw off the second red and go back up for blue or colour. Look at the determination on his face. He'll make certain of the red. He has done, but he's screwed it much too far. That will be end
28.
of break.
Yellow. Liang Wenbo, 28.
Well, he's done well there. It's very hard to get right tight up, but you see the shake of the head because he wanted to score more than that. Little tap on the head. No face slapping today. You wouldn't think that Marco would leave a pot on here, but just got to be careful with the line. Just got to be careful with the line. I think it's okay. He may have left the red on, but there's no colour to follow. And he's played it in such a way that it doesn't look as though there's a path back to the balk end for Wenbo. So he can't play a telling safety. I'll play in the pot. It'll only be for the 1 point. Well played. Now he can play a telling safety. That's the difference. He's thinking, where would I not like the cue ball to be?
Brown.
Sometimes you can overthink, and I'd be reluctant to push the brown safe here. I mean, no 29-point lead, but the black's out of commission, so you need a few colours in play. Yeah, he's kept the brown in play. I don't blame him for that.
Liang Wenbo, 1.
Yeah, he's left an escape down the left-hand side of the table, but it's not a natural. You've got to be careful. If you caught the red too thick, you could run into the black. Marco looking as though he's considering coming off the side cushion and rolling into the main bunch. But that in itself is a little bit risky. And playing this one, he could knock a red towards the right corner. And he caught the black.
How bad a safety shot was that? This red passes. He's put the black on the middle, so even if he plays into the bunch of reds, okay, it looks a little bit dangerous at first glance, but you've got to play it. You can't refuse this one.
Yeah, it's one of those. If you weren't tight against the cushion, you'd have no hesitation whatsoever. But you've got to play it with pace, and you're going to bring all the reds into play.
Now, if the black wasn't over the pocket, I'd say, you know, risk playing a safety shot, but it's Raymond match-winning shot, this one ball.
Yep. You can think about it all you like, but unless you play just a little negative safety, you've got to go for it.
I can only presume at the angle he feels that he can't force it through the pack. Maybe he's feeling he'll snooker himself on the black, whatever pace he plays it, but you know, if he goes in, if he's snookered on the black, at least he can play safe off the pink.
Yeah, but I think if he plays it with enough pace, but of course the more pace, well, I won't be playing it like that. I know what you're saying, but he could run through the reds.
I agree.
If he play, yeah, you know, if he's going to have to play it with pace anyway, unless he just wants to roll it in. And I don't see the value in that. Well, he decided against it. So you could say Marco Fu is very fortunate to get away with that.
Still amazed he's not gone for it. Amazed.
So those reds that he didn't want to split up when refusing the pot, he's going to have to play safe off them now. Clever shot. Well done. Not quite as planned, that. To have that cue ball tight to the baulk cushion. He's left a chance of a pot on here. The red just to the right of the pink. Okay, the red on the left-hand side of the table is a bit of a blocker. And he wants to stay down the left-hand side to avoid leaving the red over the corner should he miss this. Well, in the end, decided once again, too risky. He's in a no-risk mood here. Can't blame him, can't blame him. This is a big, big match. And of course, a place in the semi-final at stake. So at the moment, just trying to hold on to that lead, but you can get too negative, Willie, can't you?
Yeah, and you mentioned it's a big match. It's also a chance to get to the final because the winner of Martin Gould and David Grace awaits the winner of this match, and you'd have to suggest whoever wins this would probably be favourite to win that match. Marco would love to leave this red here and play a safety shot into the yellow pocket, but there's no way of guaranteeing that, so he's moving the red away from the pocket, but still getting the white in the similar position. Now, that little negative bout of safety is going to stop. This red pot's the one to the left of the pink spot, but can he miss the kiss on the red on the way back? I think so.
Yeah, he may have just given him a free shot at this. Don't get me wrong, it's not an easy pot. But I agree with you, Will. I think there is a path back to the baulk end, so he can fully commit to this. And if it goes in, could be the match winner. That was a long way away. And for all his negative, tentative play of the last few shots from Wembo, he has left a chance now for Marco Fu. He's just building himself up for this one. Of course, that's the problem with the modern day game. Just as he was about to play that very important shot, big round of applause from the other side of the table. Don't tell me it doesn't put you off.
I think it did then. Right, Liang Wenbo, you won't better get a chance than this to get the 40 points you need to get a place in the semi-final. And that's what happens when you're under pressure. When you're under pressure, you can miss anything.
One. Yep.
Asking for the cue ball to be clean. He'd be a little bit disappointed there. He wanted to be a little bit further down the table. As Wenbo missed his chance. The first 3 frames, he made 3 centuries. It must seem a long time ago now.
These are the hardest pills to swallow. You can forgive a player outplaying you and that, but when you know you should have won the match, you won't be enjoying Christmas
8.
if Marco Fu wins this match, that's for sure.
Nine.
Little bit careless there. Marco needed to get a little bit higher than this. He's forced into playing a little cannon now. The middle red of the 3 reds is probably the only way he can guarantee holding the cue ball and getting on the red. But it's gone wrong. Still potable, this one in the middle, but he didn't. He thought he would get a second kiss there.
16. Marco
You
Fu,
always
16.
worry with that type of shot when you're playing it. You're never certain where the cue ball's going to finish, and you just take your eye off the pot slightly. But that was a good chance that he's let slip there. So just over 3 hours, and it's been absolutely intriguing snooker. It really has. You couldn't take your eye off it for a minute.
The pink's just in the way, John, of playing this as a shot to nothing, isn't it? Because he'd like to finish where the pink is, really, so it covers the reds up in the right-hand corner, should he take this long red on, which he wants to do. But the pink's just in the way of playing that shot.
And of course, it's not an easy shot to go for, and he's turned down a few in this frame, so he's not feeling that confident.
I must admit, if the pink wasn't there, John, I'd fancy him knocking it in.
Well, he's taking it on, I think. And he's got it, and he missed the cannon on the pink, and he's nicely on the black. So here's another chance for Wenbo.
Well, sometimes, having been given chance after chance after chance, you have to pull a good shot out, and boy, was that a good shot he's pulled out there. This, with undoubtedly, surely is going to get him over the winning line here.
8.
Yes, and as you can clearly see, once he pots this red, he releases the other 2 reds to the opposite corner.
9.
But he didn't get into that cue ball as he would like. He should have had not as much angle as this and just roll the black in for the reds in the opposite corner. He's feeling it.
So careless, that, wasn't it? He's retrieved the situation.
16.
29 points to lead. He's going to need 3 of these remaining reds.
Seven.
There's a little bit of body movement coming in now from Liang, he was keeping perfectly still in the early part of this
24.
match. Now the nerves are tingling. He's leaning in a few shots. That's what tension does for you. This is probably the biggest match he's played for 5 or 6 seasons.
$25.
This black took a 45 points in front with 51 remaining. He still needs another red.
Yeah, I don't think the red pot's in the middle, so I think he's going to have to move that red, and with him being a left-hander, he can play the red down the cushion, and hopefully he'll obviously get a good kiss on the red, so he won't have to play it, but he's got to play the cannon.
He's got a good line. Is it hard enough to nudge the red into play?
32.
Sharp intake of breath. Does this red pot?
Marco Fu smiling there. He realises he may have been given another lifeline. Just a fraction harder, John, and it was all over.
But if there's a gap between this red and the cue ball, surely this red is possible. Well, he didn't think so. Just nudging it
One
past
more,
the middle
30.
pocket. I think I could have thought of something a bit cleverer than that. But having said that, he may have knocked the red safe. But it's not safe any longer.
And also left an easy chance to get in behind the blue. That was a mistake, that safety shot. It really was. There was no thought into it. He just put himself in trouble there. Still big favourite though, where the two reds are that are near the cushion. He knows he should get at least one more chance.
Well, he's coming to nestle on this red near the top cushion. He can hit the one down the left-hand side of the table. And he's run past it, this has it. Oh, that's the worst way. OK, he hit it. Oh, and he's covered it with the black.
He hit the red.
He hit the red, Marco. And Marco didn't think he could. He was asking for the balls to replace. He hit it. Lucky, eh?
That's the first time I've seen Marco get involved in a little bit of chat during a match. He's usually very... well, he's almost... doesn't give any expression at all normally.
Yeah, well, obviously from where he was, he thought he'd run past the red. And that red has just about gone safe. Remember, Liang Wenbo looking just for one more red to leave Marco Fu needing a snooker.
You can't cut it in, but you play the cue ball here to play the cut shot because it's going to come away from the jaws, and as long as you don't kiss the brown on the way back, should get a good cue ball. Well, he's thinking of playing it thin on the other side. I couldn't be playing this. This is easy to stick the red over the middle. This could go wrong. It was very dangerous, it really was.
Well, I agree
Foul
with you.
was
It's the
Marco
wrong
Fu.
shot. If you play to hit it quarter ball on the other side, you play it off the top cushion, off the side cushion, and it comes back to the top cushion. Playing it this way,
Okay.
I mean, if you catch it a fraction too thick, the red will go back up
Middle
the table with the white.
And also, as long as he doesn't kiss the brown on the way back, you know, it's an easy safety shot. He's struggling a little bit mentally at the minute.
And he's left it. He's left this red on. Funny how pressure can befuddle the brain.
One.
Needs that white to slow down. And it hasn't. But guess who's next?
Yes, 40 points behind is Marco, but there's 43 remaining.
Marco for 1.
This frame, this match, still in the balance.
Well, Marco, next time he visits the table, could be only about 20 behind. I can see him missing this snooker 3 or 4 times before he hits it. And that's 16 points at this stage of the match. Would be massive. Doesn't want to drift by it this time. Okay, if you're going to miss it on the right-hand side. Don't miss it on the left.
Terrific hit, terrific. And there was just a little bit of a fist pump there as he went back to his seat, and a tap on the table from Marco. That was such an important hit, as Willie says, particularly with the misrule the way it is. Could have cost him plenty.
In behind the blue again. And I think he's got him behind the blue, has he? What a good effort. Forced to bring the other red out now. He doesn't want to do it. No, he can go. You'd play off the cushion, John, wouldn't you, and play the red in behind the black?
Yeah, I think I'd be tempted to do that. That's what he's looking at. Marley's got that red near the cushion. It's a little bit of insurance. Wants to hit this red pretty full, though, from behind. Yeah, couldn't have played it much better. And also, I think he may have covered the red on the left-hand side of the table with the pink. Marco coming to the table didn't look too happy with the way the balls have finished, but I think he can get past the brown to hit the red in the baulk end.
Yeah, when he'd seen the shot he was playing, Liang Wenbo, Marco wouldn't have thought it was possible to be snookered.
Dangerous, leaving it near a pocket. Has the flick off the black helped? I think not. This is Wenbo's chance. This red to go 41 points in front with 35 remaining. Is that the last shot that Marco will play in this year's UK Championship? Could well be, could well be. Snooker's required.
Thanks.
And he's on the blue to the middle. This to go 46 points in front with 35 remaining. In it goes, starting off the match.
6.
With 3 centuries in the first 3 frames, but it's been nip and tuck since. He's had chances, but eventually he now looks as though he's going to go over the line.
Young one was 6.
3 snookers needed. Should be in the semi-final. I think there's just a gap, if not to hit the red direct. Well, he can hit the red direct, but easy to come off the one cushion. Well, it's been a bit of a roller coaster ride after the first 3 frames, Willie, but looks like he's got there in the end.
Well, friends of Liang Wenbo would have been going. I mean, it's a lot easier out there to play, John, sometimes than watch, isn't it? When you're supporting somebody, and they'd have gone through the ringer this afternoon. I mean, he deserved to win 5-2 the way, sorry, 6-2 the way he was playing, but Marco Fu never gave up, and Liang Wenbo just missed a couple of easy ones just at the time to give Marco a chance to get back in the match, and boy, did Marco take those chances.
Yeah, I think overall, if we were looking at the way the 2 players have played in the 11 frames we've seen, I think you'd have to say Liang Wenbo was the better player, but it doesn't always work out that way. Oh, and a double kiss, and if Liang Wenbo pots this red, it'll be the handshake. It'll be a very disappointed Marco Fu. Well, just trying to roll it in and over. Of course, we say there's 2, 3 snookers required, but 1 snooker and a free ball would be enough. And that's it. That is it. And he slaps his chest. I think he turned around. I think he thought he was going to shake Marco Fu's hand, but Marco stayed in his seat. He wanted someone to congratulate him on the pot. It was a tremendous pot, and he's puffing his cheeks out. He's mighty relieved. The way he started the match, you could never believe it was going to go to a deciding frame. But such is the standard. You make mistakes, and he allowed Marco to get right back in it. But it's over now, and Marco Fu, after that tremendous result against Sean Murphy, one of the informed players in the modern game, will be disappointed. But the start that Wenbo made, if he can reproduce that for the rest of the tournament,
70.
He's going to take the world a beating. Well, that's nice to see. It was a sensational start from Wenbo. 3 centuries, first 3 frames. Marco Fu hung on in there, tried to close the gap, took us to a decider, but in the end, Wenbo just scraped over the line. He wins, and he's in the semi-final. He beats Marco Fu by 6 frames to 5.